Hello everyone, I am Piyush. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I will show you how I performed according to my budget for the month of April 2023. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. Budgeting is very important no matter what you are doing, whether you are a student, whether you are in a job. You should track each dollar that goes out of your pocket to make sure that you don't overspend on any category. I have made a video on how I performed according to my budget in the last month, that is March 2023. This video will show my spending in the month of April 2023. So the first category in my budget is rent. Rent will constitute a major part of your budget, so you need to plan it accordingly. For me, it is $930 per month. Currently, I am staying in Los Angeles near the University of Southern California. The original rent for this room was $1,375, but I negotiated it to $930. You can always try negotiating your rent. There's no harm in trying that because many people are trying to rent out their apartments and they can give it out for cheaper. The next component in my budget is utilities. In Los Angeles, the utility bill, that is electricity, comes after every 2 months. I have 2 roommates staying in another room, so the total bill is split among all of us. So my share is $28.46, which I will split in the month of March and April. So for the month of April, it comes out to be $14.23. The next component of my budget is grocery. Many people think that groceries are very expensive in Los Angeles or in the US, so you might need to budget too high. But for me, it is $150, and I think that it is more than sufficient per month for a single person staying in Los Angeles or any other part of the US. My total grocery spending was $112.61 to be exact, which means I was under budget by around $40. And the grocery included everything from chapati, rice, onions, tomatoes, the fruits that I get such as apple, banana, bread, curd, and any other things. You can see my list of groceries right here. The next component in my budget is insurance. This is a very minor component. You can expect your renter's insurance anywhere around $5 or $10 per month, which is a very low amount. It will depend on the company that you select. But for me, my leaseholder was paying the insurance amount, so I didn't have to pay anything out of my pocket. So I will put the amount as zero as compared to the $10. The next component is my favorite, that is traveling. I love traveling all around the US. This month was not any different. I went to Purdue to meet many of my friends after a long time. It was great seeing them, and going to the university campus felt so good after 3 or 4 months. I also had a 1-week trip from 28th April to 7th May, where I started from Los Angeles, went to San Francisco, then went to Las Vegas, and then to New York and back to LA. That was a big trip, and people might think that I have a lot of money, but that is not the case. It was just that I budgeted my money properly and didn't overspend. Yes, I did have to spend on eating out or some miscellaneous things, but I didn't went above budget. And I always kept a track of my money. Even if I overspend, I want to know where my money is spent so that I know which categories I'm going over budget and which categories I'm under budget, so I can plan my money accordingly. For traveling, I have a budget of $300, but for the month of April, my total spending was only $102.7 in spite of having a lot of trips. This is the case because I buy flight tickets 2 to 3 months before the trip, so that money is accounted in that month's budget. The $102.7 for the month of April includes everything from public transportation, taking Uber, or any other things related to traveling. The second half of my trip was in May, so that will be included in the month of May. I will explain it in detail in the next month's budget, but for this month I was under budget around $200. In spite of traveling a lot, I didn't went over budget, which was a great thing for me. The next component in my budget is eating out. Many people like to eat out. There are many fancy restaurants around the US, so it's very easy to get tempted to eat out. When I went out for my trip to San Francisco and Las Vegas, I didn't cut back on eating out because I wanted to try new things. This month's eating out included having Subways. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings in Las Vegas. We also went to a restaurant named Wipeout in San Francisco, where the dishes are relatively expensive, so we didn't cut back on that. We wanted to try new things. I have budgeted around $150 per month for eating out. And for the month of April, I spent $119.08, which means I was under budget by around $30 or $35. The last category in my budget is miscellaneous expenses. This includes all the expenses that can't be categorized in any of the categories I mentioned above. So this was the only category in which I was over the budget by around $100. I have budgeted around $300 for miscellaneous expenses. But for the month of April, my total spending for miscellaneous expenses was $412.94. This included many things such as subscriptions. I had a haircut which was very expensive. I will make a separate video on that. It also included parkings that we had for our trip, riding electric scooters, etc. I was over budget by around $112. Again, I won't be harsh on myself because I know that I'm just tracking my money, and even if you go over budget in any of the categories, don't be harsh on yourself because you are just tracking your money to make sure you know where each of your dollar goes. Otherwise, it's very easy to get tempted and just use your credit card and keep paying until you know that you have spent a lot. Don't let that happen. This is the only way that you can know where you can cut back on spending and where you can save money, how you can plan your money. To summarize, the budget that I set out for the month of April was $1,890, but my total spending for this month was $1,692, which means I was under budget by around $198, which was a great thing considering the fact that I spent a lot. I ate out, I spent on groceries, rent, utilities. It's a great achievement for me. You can do the same. Just start by budgeting out. You can do it manually. You can prepare an Excel sheet like I have prepared. The only goal is to track your money. The tool doesn't matter. It's very important. Otherwise, it's very easy to fall into debt traps. Comment down your thoughts below if you already have a budget. Let me know how much you spend per month. Like and subscribe my channel if you find my content useful. Thank you again for watching this video. Until next time.